ఇంటర్మీడియట్ విద్యారంగంలో అగ్రగామి మన ఎన్ఎస్ఆర్ ఇంపల్స్ ఎడ్యుకేషన్ ఇన్స్టిట్యూషన్. ఐఐటి జేఈఈ అయినా నీట్ అయినా తిరుగులేని విద్యా సంస్థ ఎన్ఎస్ఆర్ ఇంపల్స్.
So good morning. Yesterday we discussed about heat energy developed due to electrical energy. So that means if the current passes through the resistor or circuit elements, certain amount of heat energy must be generated. So that heat energy directly proportional to square of the current passes through that heat energy we can consider as Q proportional to I square and Q proportional to R and Q proportional to T. Heat energy directly proportional to the square of the current passes through the circuit and heat energy directly proportional to the resistance and heat energy directly proportional to the time. So I square RT. So Q is equals to, we can write it as I square RT or V square by R into T, or it is VIT, like this. So these are the formulas related to the heat energy. Yesterday we discussed about this. So now what is the electrical power and what is the electrical energy, unit of electrical energy? So generally the unit of energy is joule, no doubt about that. General unit of energy is joule, but electrical energy can be written as kilowatt hour. So the SI unit of electrical energy is generally we can consider as kilowatt hour. How many number of units consumed in our daily expenses, in our household appliances, how many units of energy, electrical energy consumed? Based on this only your electrical energy, that means electrical bill generated. So 1 kilowatt hour is equals to 1 unit. So 1 kilowatt hour, kilo in the sense 10 cube, watt, hour means 1 hour is 3600 seconds. 1 hour is equals to 3600 seconds. So from this 36 into 10 to the power of 5 watt second. So that can be written as 36 into 10 to the power of 5 joules. So 1 kilowatt hour is equals to 36 into 10 to the power of 5 joule. 36 into 10 to the power of joule is considered as 1 unit of electrical energy consumed. 36 into 10 to the power of 5. For example, if your electricity bill is 100 units, that means 100 into 36 into 10 to the power of 5 joule. 100 into 36 into 10 to the power of 5 joule. This is the electrical energy consumed. So that is denoted with kilowatt hour. 1 kilo means 10 to the power of 3 watt, hour 3600 seconds. That is equals to 36 into 10 to the power of 5 watt second. Generally power formula is work done by time. Then work done can be written as power into time. Power unit is watt, time unit is second. Watt second is nothing but joule. Power is equals to work done by time, or work done is equals to power into time, that is equals to power unit is watt, time unit is second, that is watt second. So watt second is nothing but joule. So 1 kilowatt hour is equals to 36 into 10 to the power of 5 joule. So this is the unit of electrical energy. 1 unit of electrical consumption is nothing but 36 into 10 to the power of 5 joule. So now what is electrical power? So electric power, so power, how can you define power? Power is equals to general formula is work done divided by time or rate of doing work. Rate of doing work. So that is P can be written as, we know it is I square RT by T. TT gets cancelled. That can be written as I square R, or P is equals to V square by R into T divided by T. TT gets cancelled. That is equals to V square by R, or P is equals to VIT divided by T. TT gets cancelled. That is equals to VI. So the power formula is electrical power consumed due to the flow of current. Electrical power consumed due to the flow of current, that is I square R, or we can write it as V square by R or VI. So these are the electrical power consumed. So that is I square R or V square by R or VI. So these are the formulas. Electrical power consumed. If the current passes through the circuit, how much amount of power must be consumed? So if the current I square R, so that means if I is the current passes through the resistance R, I is the current passes through the resistance R, then the power consumed can be written as I square R. Or if the potential is mentioned, if certain amount of potential is supplied across the resistance R, what is the amount of power consumed? That is V square by R. If the potential and current is mentioned, we can write it as VI. So this is the power, I square R, V square by R or VI. So now here power is equals to work done by time. Power is equals to work done by time, no doubt about that. So from this, work can be written as power into time. Power is equals to work done by time, then work done can be written as power into time. How can you calculate the number of units consumed? So here number of units consumed in our daily life, in our household appliances, we are using different electrical things, that is, let us say fan, tube lights, next to fridge, AC, geyser, like this, electrical heater, like this, different things we can use in our daily life. So based on that, if all are working, what is the amount of energy consumed? That is the important here. So number of units consumed is equals to sigma P into T divided by 1000. Actually work done is equals to sigma PT. Sigma PT means P is the power rating of that instrument. Power rating of that instrument. For example, power rating. So for example, tube light, let us say 25 watts. 25 watts. So 25 watts power rating into time. How much time we are using that? How much time we are using that? So 25 into, let us say, 2 hours. 25 into 2. 25 into 2. What is that? 50. So power into the divided by 1000 into 1000. This can be written as, so N is equals to sigma PT into 1000 can be written as kilowatt hour divided by 1000. So for example, if it is power rating PT into 1000. So for example, power rating in watts, time is in hour. For example, here it is the power rating in watt and time is in hour, that is watt hour only. But here what is the unit? What is the unit of energy? Kilowatt hour. So for that kilo, I am considering 1000 into 1000 divided by 1000 for our convenience. So some circuit, so that means some instruments having more rating power. For example, geysers like that. Geyser so it may be 2000 watts, 2000 watts or 3000 watts or 2500 watts, like that. In that situation, if it is kilo, we can consider 2000 into hour divided by 1000, like that, right? That is the situation. So generally for our convenience, actually the number of units consumed, W is equals to power into time. So number of units is consumed is nothing but the work, number of units consumed. So that means how much amount of electrical energy consumed, that is number of units. That number of units is in terms of kilowatt hour. So for example, that unit is PT, sigma in the sense how many number of appliances we are using, how many number of appliances, house appliances. So different we can use at the same time. Sigma PT, sum of all those, into 1000 divided by 1000. Why we are multiplying with 1000 here? So P is watt, power unit is watt, time unit is hour. In terms of hours we are using. Power, time is watt, power is watt, time is hour, watt hour. But our unit is kilowatt hour. Our unit is kilowatt hour. That's why I am multiplying and dividing with 1000. 1000 in the sense kilowatt hour. Kilowatt hour. That is number of units is equals to sigma PT by 1000. So this is. Now for example, let us say different power ratings, different appliances having different power ratings. Let us say heater, electrical heater. So heater, we are using heater having power rating 2K, electrical heater having power rating 2K, that means 2000 watt, K in the sense 10 cube. And let us say fan having power rating, let us say 40 watt. Next, tube light, for example, let us say 15 watt. So we are using these three, let us say. So heater is used for 30 minutes. Heater is used for 30 minutes and fan is used for let us say 3 hours and tube light is used for 6 hours in a day. In one day, the heater is used for 30 minutes and this fan is used for 3 hours, not possible 3 hours. Let us say whole night, let us say 6 hours, and tube light is also used for 6 hours. Then the electrical energy consumed, sigma PT by 1000. So sigma PT, that means P1 T1 plus P2 T2 plus P3 T3, 3 appliances we have, 1000. So now here it is here is the situation. So this is 30 minutes, this is P1 is equals to how much? 2K. So 2000 into time is 30 minutes, but time must be in hours. So first P1 is, it is the heater, that heater wattage is 2K, that means 2000, and it is used for 30 minutes, 2000 into 30 by 60. Next P2, 40 watts into time is 6 hours plus it is 15 watts into 6 hours divided by 1000. It is plus 240 plus 90 divided by 1000. 240 plus 90, 330. So 1330. That is equals to 1330 divided by 1000. That is 1.33 unit. So if these are used for this time, the amount of energy consumed is 1.33. 1.33. So this is 1 unit like this. So this is the situation. So this is a way to calculate the how much amount of energy consumed. Sigma PT. So that is already here we are we calculated 1000, that means we multiplied here with 1000. The 1000 is nothing but kilowatt hours, and directly whatever is the power given, directly we can substitute here. No need to multiply with 1000 here, no need to multiply here with 1000, because here we already multiply with 1000 in the sense kilowatt hour, 1000 in the sense kilowatt hour. So like this, if the heater is used for 30 minutes, fan is used for 6 hours and tube light is used for 6 hours, the amount of energy consumed, number of units is 1.33, that is all. So this is the formula, number of units consumed it is sigma PT, P1 T1 plus P2 T2. We are using 3 appliances, like this. How much time? This is 30 minutes, this is 6 hours and it is also 6 hours. So like that. So next condition. So power is equals to general formula V square by R we can write it as I square R. V square by R I square R. This is the power formula. Power. Now in this situation, for example, if n resistors of equal resistance are connected in series, across the potential n resistors of equal resistance are connected in series across the potential V, then total power consumed P total is equals to V square by, if the resistances are connected in series, effective resistance is, if the number of resistances are connected in series, effective resistance must be, it is NR. So that is total power consumed in series combination is 1 by n times of the power consumed in the each resistance. So effective total power is equals to 1 by n times out of the power consumed by the each resistance. So actually P, power consumed in the each resistance, P is equals to V square by R. If n resistors of equal resistance are connected in series, all are connected in series, what is effective resistance? NR. If the number of resistances are connected in series, effective resistance R1 plus R2 plus R3 and so on Rn, that is why it is NR. So that is why the total power consumed is equals to 1 by n times of the power consumed in the each resistance. In the same way, if they are connected in parallel, P total, let us say it is series combination. If they are connected in parallel, P parallel can be written as V square by R by N. If the number of resistances are connected in parallel, equal resistance are connected in parallel, effective resistance can be written as, that is N into V square by R. So that is P parallel is equals to, so N into P. So power consumed in the parallel combination is equals to power consumed in the parallel combination is equals to n times the power consumed in the each resistance. Total resistances are connected in parallel. What is the effective power in all situations is equals to n times that of the power consumed in the each resistance. But in case of series combination, it is 1 by n times that of the power consumed in the each resistance. So now here, so P series divided by P parallel, let us say, that is equals to P by n divided by NP. So P series is by P parallel, that is equals to 1 by n square. So power consumed in parallel combination is equals to n square times the power consumed in series combination. So power consumed in parallel combination is equals to n square times the power consumed in the series combination. But so that is the situation. That means in parallel combination more amount of power is consumed when compared to series combination. So when compared to series combination, in parallel combination more amount of power is consumed. But in our house or in our houses, so all we prefer only parallel combination. We don't prefer series combination. Why? What is the reason? So if the bulbs, fans, all, we have different switches for each and every appliance, different switches. So that fan is having one switch, tube light is having one switch, and AC is having one switch. So different having different switches. So that means though all are connected in parallel. What is the reason? So the main reason is, if they all are connected in series, all are having one switch. At a time all must will work. Otherwise all does not work. So that is the reason. So if all are connected in series, for all only we have one switch. Only we have one switch. If that switch is on, all will work at the same time. All will work at the same time. For example, at that time we don't require AC. We want to switch off that AC, but not possible. Only one switch we have. So that is the main reason. So series combination means all are connected to the same terminal, all are connected to the same switch. So parallel combination means different circuit, different appliances having different switches. So that is the main difference. So that's why in our household appliances, parallel combination is preferable. For example, in series combination, so if all are connected to the one switch, for example, if the fan gets damaged, so remaining elements does not work. So for example, only one switch, that switch is first connected tube light, next fan, next AC, like that, for example, in series combination. If the tube light gets damaged, fan and AC does not work because current does not supplied. Series combination, same amount of current passes. Series combination, same amount of current passes. That's why if same switch is connected to the tube light and fan and AC, so if any one gets damaged, remaining two does not work. That's why parallel combination is preferable. But in parallel combination, power consumed must be more. In parallel combination, power consumed must be more. So that is, power consumed in parallel combination is n square times the power consumed in series combination. Next, so next come to the point. For example, some appliances having their own power rating and voltage. power rating and voltage rating. Let us say 60 watts power and voltage rating is, let us say, 120 volts. 60 watts power and 120 rating, power potential rating and power rating some is having. So how can we do that? See here, let P R be the rating power and VR be the rating potential or rating voltage rating, whatever it is. So PR be the rating power and VR be the voltage rating. So that means certain appliances having their regular power ratings. They are having the circular rating. For example, geysers having power rating. So for example, that unit that power wattage is, let us say, 2K, 3K, like that. We see air conditions having certain power ratings and certain voltage ratings, like that. So if any appliance or any appliance having that power rating and voltage rating, what is the resistance of that particular appliance? What is the resistance? How can we find out the resistance? Generally, each and every electronic item having certain power rating and voltage rating. Definitely that tube lights and fans and this, generally almost all having certain power rating and voltage rating. How can you find out the resistance? So we know power is equals to V square by R. Then resistance can be written as V square by P. Resistance is equals to V square by P. So that means if any object having certain power rating and voltage rating, how can you find out that resistance? R can be written as voltage rating whole square divided by power rating. Let PR is the rating power and VR is the voltage rating, power rating and voltage rating. How can you find out that resistance? How can you find out the resistance of that element, resistance of that object, whatever it is? So R is equals to VR whole square divided by PR. Resistance is equals to VR whole square divided by PR. So this is the resistance of that particular object. Resistance of that particular object. How can you find out that? Definitely they must mention their power rating and voltage rating. Definitely those must have their power rating and voltage rating, then only we can find out the resistance of that object, or otherwise they can mention what is the resistance of the object. So this is the resistance. If this object is connected to external voltage source, if this object is connected to the external voltage source, so how much external voltage source, let us say V, how much power consumed? How much power consumed here? So that is the question. So power consumed formula is generally V square by R. If any object is connected to the external source, the how much amount of power consumed? Power consumed is equals to, general formula it is V square by R. So that is V square divided by, what is the value of resistance here? VR whole square by PR. So power consumed is equals to V by VR whole square into PR. So the amount of power consumed by that object is equals to V by VR. What is V? External voltage source, and VR is the rating voltage and this PR is the rating power. So this is the power consumed. Of course here that is having PR and VR. PR and VR is nothing but the rating power and rating potential. Rating power and rating potential. For example, 60 watt. That is not the power consumed in all the situation. 60 watts power consumed when it is connected to the rating voltage. If this object is connected to this potential, then this consumes this much of power. So for example, 60 watts 220 volts, let us say. For example, a bulb having wattage 60 watts 220 volts. So that means if the bulb is connected to 220 volt source, then it consumes the power of 60 watts. That is the rating. If we connected other voltage, if you connected that bulb to other voltages, then what is the power consumed? That is external voltage divided by rating voltage whole square into rating power. That is the concept here. So object, that means electrical objects having voltage rating and power rating. Based on that we calculated the resistance. If this is connected to the external voltage, what is the power consumed? So power consumed is not always equal to the rating power. Power consumed is not always equal to the rating power. When this is equal to rating power, if this object is connected to the rating potential rating, if this, then the power consumed must be that one. So best example, see here, 60 watts 220 volts, let us say. So a bulb is having a power rating of 60 watts and potential is 220 volts. That means if this bulb is connected to the 220 volts, then the power consumed is 60. Then only it is 60. If this bulb connected to, let us say 240 volts, the power consumed is not equal to 60. That must be different. What is that power consumed? Power consumed is equals to V by VR whole square into PR. So that is the concept here it is. Next. So example, let us do one example. If a bulb 60 watts and 120 volts bulb connected to external source whose voltage is 100 volts, for example. Find the power consumed. So let us say it's 200 volts. If the 60 watts and 120 volts bulb, having one bulb connected to the external source whose voltage is 200 volts, then find the power consumed. So first find out resistance. Resistance is equals to rating potential whole square divided by power rating. So 120 into 120 divided by 60, 62 Z, so 240 ohms. The resistance is 240 ohms. Then power consumed, again V square by R. What is the external voltage? 200 whole square divided by 240. 4 6 are 4 5 are 1000 by 6. So 1000 by 6, 140, 166.66 watt. The power consumed is equals to 166.66 watt. So that is the situation. Next, for example, we already discussed one thing, that is Q is equals to I square RT. Q is equals to I square RT, heat energy developed. So here let us consider two electric heaters. I am considering two electrical heaters. So first heater takes T1 time to boil certain water, certain amount of water, whatever it is. Second heater takes T2 time to boil same amount of water. This is the question. We know Q is equals to I square RT. I am considering two electrical heaters. First heater takes T1 time to boil certain amount of water, and second heater takes T2 time to boil the same amount of water. Second heater takes T2 time to boil same amount of water. Then if two heaters, first condition, if two heaters are connected in series, what is the time taken to boil? What is the time taken to boil the water? That is the first question. Two heaters are connected in series. What is the time taken to boil that water? Here it given that Q is equals to I square, so Q is equals to I square RT, or Q is equals to V square by R into T. So that is I square RT. So now Q is same here, amount of heat produced. What is the condition? What is the condition here? To boil the water. So the time taken to boil the water, that is two heaters are connected in series. What is the time taken to boil the water? That's we have to calculate. See here. So here in case of series combination, amount of heat produced is same. Current passing is also same. Current passes through the circuit is also same. Right? Current passes through the circuit also same. Because to boil the water, what is the time taken to boil the water? That is the situation. What is the time taken to boil the water? So now here, so but both are connected to the same potential, that is V square by R. Of course they are connected in series, both are connected to the same potential. So but means Q same, V same. So from this we can write R proportional to T. It's remember that two heaters are connected in series. What is the time taken to boil the water? So if these are connected in series, what we have to do? Boil the water. So heat produced is also same. Both are connected to the same potential in series combination also. So both the potential supplied to the same potential must be same here, because V square by R into T. But in series combination, effective resistance is equals to R1 plus R2. In series combination, effective resistance equals to R1 plus R2. So therefore total time can be written as T1 plus T2. Total time taken to heat the water is T is equals to T1 plus T2. So this is the situation. Next situation, if two are connected in parallel, if two heaters are connected in parallel, now here R proportional to T here. In parallel combination, 1 by R is equals to 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2, that is 1 by T is equals to 1 by T1 plus 1 by T2, then T is equals to T1 T2 by, so T1 plus T2, where R1 and R2 are the resistances of each heater. First heater having resistance R1, second heater having resistance R2. So that is the condition. If two heaters are connected in series, the total time is T1 plus T2. If two heaters are connected in parallel, the time is T1 T2 by T1 plus T2. In which case it takes less time? Definitely in parallel combination it takes less time. So parallel combination like this, two heaters at a time kept in water bath. So that is the situation. Series combination means 1 by 1 like this. So this is the situation. What are R1 and R2? R1 and R2 are the resistances of the heaters, resistance of the first heater, resistance of the second heater. So next, here it is, two heaters are connected in parallel. Here also R proportional to T, effective resistance in parallel combination, 1 by R is equals to 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2. So 1 by T is equals to 1 by T1 plus 1 by T2, T is equals to T1 T2 by T1 plus T2. Here T is equals to T1 plus T2.